sometimes I delay just like 1 second past what I think Zach is comfortable with when he basically counts me in, and just to see what he does, just to see how he reacts. But anyway,
I worry
if
every time.
yeah, you do. I know. I hold it just a second too long, but it's Thursday, July 16th. This is Constant MTG. This is your live stream. We are back, or at least two of us are. It's me. I'm all alone. I'm all alone tonight. Just kidding. I'm with Zach. Ian's got to take another week off, but that is a-okay because we've got a fantastic show for you tonight. I'm going to tell you about shrimp tails. We're going to talk about Rayvac batteries. We're going to make Zach more uncomfortable than he already is, and that is always the objective. So
It's
hello,
hard to
chat.
do at this point.
I know I keep upping the ante, but I keep doing it. I mean, you got to give me credit. I'm not failing. I'm not failing to find. I'm succeeding in finding ways to just tickle you vigorously.
Always
Always.
tickled.
It is that time again. MK Shafe, hello, welcome. Who else we got in the chat? Everybody, talk to me. Tell me hello. Tell me what's up. We definitely missed y'all last week. We were so darn close to just making it work, and a few of us had things come up, and we just had to call it. And we don't like taking weeks off, so we really try to spare doing that, and just get in there and do the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So tonight, like I said, we got a great show. We've got, we're going to go to the mailroom. Tonight is actually a very cool mailroom. It's an international mailroom. We got some fun stuff. We're going to play a little bit of, is it magic cards or is it a bill? We're going to get a CEDH tournament recap from Zach. Our good boy Zach went to a CDH tournament and did very well for himself. So I wanted to get a kind of a full recap from him. We are going to go over the news headlines. Holy Hyrule, there are some headlines worth unpacking. And that's it. We're going to have fun. It's going to be one of these like news headlines and opening streams, which I know people are constantly like, Jared, open more stuff on stream. And I'm like, we don't make any money doing this, but yes, I will spend more. We will do it. There have been a lot of sleepless nights, so there's more packages coming very soon, which I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but it is a thing. It is a thing. What's up, Clark? What's up, Evelyn? I hope your precious baby is treating you well and sleeping better than I am. We missed y'all too.
Yes.
All right. With that being said, can we go to the mailroom?
We can go to the mailroom. We can go to the mailroom.
All right. Before the coolest piece of mail, we're just going to get the, is it a card or is it mail or a bill? Somebody please. Thank you. One thing I will plug is, again, we are waiting on bated breath for somebody to come up with a jingle for, is it cards or is it a bill? But
please
in the meantime, you're going to have to suffer. Is it cards or is it a bill? Go, Zach. There it is.
There you go.
There it is. All right, first one.
The trusty kalimba never fails.
A kalimba calamity. This is a city I haven't seen before, and actually somebody put a stamp directly on this. This is like straight up United States postage, first class, coming all the way from Chaska, Minnesota. Chaska, Minnesota. Is it a bill? Is it cards? Let's see. I feel like it's cards, but man, that Disney credit card application the other week was that was a doozy. That thing felt like some good old-fashioned magic cards. All right. Here we go. All right. Once again, I don't want to show off addresses.
We've got the playmat cam up.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm obscuring. Let me obscure, Dad. Oh, I don't remember buying this at all. Cool. Here we go. Okay, here we go. We got a fat stack of cards in here. By the way, these little guys, these BCW like fake top loaders,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like them. Why? Just give me the top loader, man. Come on. I guess it's just based on stuffing as many cards in there as you can. So
Yeah,
that's
you can
fine.
fit.
All right.
You can only fit so many in an actual hard top loader.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, so here's my theory. I've definitely been continuing to build Sentry, the Golden Guardian. I'm always looking for cards for my wheel deck. Zach, you could tell the crew in a moment how that went last night. I played Sentry and Zach loved it.
Sentry is surprising that he has hero printed on that card because
yeah,
that
he's
is not a
villainous.
hero.
That is the blackest mono white deck I have ever seen, and that was the theory. That was the hope. So that's what I'm expecting, but you never know. Sometimes I see shiny things and I hit the go button. Okay, Decaying Time Loop. It's a wheel. This goes in the wheel deck. It's three and a red. This is the Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who doctor. Discard all the cards in your hand, then draw that many cards, but you can retrace it. So it's kind of like flashback, but you basically discard a land and pay the cost again. You know, I kind of think of this deck. I would prefer to retrace than flashback because oftentimes the flashback cost is way higher. So I like the retrace on this.
That's pretty interesting. I like that.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a little overrate for a wheel. Wheels should be about 3 mana, but I think we're getting quite a bit out of it.
What's this one? I don't think we can quite see the details that great.
Let me see. It's a 3 and a red, so it's 4 mana.
Okay. So it's an extra mana with the option of retracing, I suppose. And it only wheels yourself, correct?
Yes, it is a self wheel, which I've actually found those to be really useful in that deck because sometimes people are like, don't wheel again. And I'm like, it's just me, guys. Don't worry.
Do you play Raphael's Technique in there?
I don't have Raphael's Technique in there, but I probably need it, and it could be in this pile, but I really don't remember. So let's see what else.
Let's see what else we got.
All right, Path of the Pyromancer. Oh, it's another wheel. Yeah, we're wheeling and dealing. This one is 5, 4 and a red. Discard all cards in your hand. Add red for each card discarded this way. Then draw that many cards +1. Hey, huh? You like that one?
It's pretty good.
And then it has Will of the Planeswalker. Starting with you, each player votes for Planeswalk or Chaos. If Planeswalk gets more votes, Planeswalk. If Chaos gets more votes, or the vote is tied, Chaos ensues. This is
you
funny.
Just probably ignore that part, really, because you're not Planeswalking, right?
There, you can ignore it, but the one day that I play this deck and we're playing Plains Chase, and it comes up, it's gonna feel amazing. It's gonna feel so good. All right.
It happens every now and then when we're playing at an Azixa table. Every now and then.
I love playing Plains Chase with Azixa. I don't know if he's in chat, but I'm a big fan of that. It's so fun. All right. I'm assuming this is thematic. There's probably another wheel card. This is Commit to Memory.
Oh, yep. There you
go. And it is a wheel. But let's see what it really does here. 3 and a blue. You get to put target spell or non-land permanent into its owner's library, second from the top. So it is instant speed permanent destruction in blue, which is sort of unusual. And I mean that like if you're going to blow up a commander, it's permanent destruction. For everything else, you're putting it, back in their library. And then for 6, you can wheel everybody. So everybody shuffles their hand and graveyard into their library and then draw 7 cards. This is more like Days Undoing style wheel.
Days Undoing, time something. Yeah, it's a piece of power.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. All right, and then the last one was the first one I saw because it was upside down. Ruin Grinder, 6 mana. This might be too expensive, but Menace 7/4. Actually, I like this. I like where I was thinking because that deck does not have a ton of ground power. It's a menace. When this creature dies, each player may discard their hand and draw 7 cards. It's a May, but the other thing I love about this is it's got mountain cycling, which in this deck is super useful.
Honestly, I really love the 6 mana land cyclers. They're across so many different sets, but like it's almost to the point where you could fill out a whole deck and just have everything be 6 mana, either cycles or you cast it and you get these kind of effects. I'd be interested in a deck like that.
Yep. I like him. I think the art's pretty cool too. It's from Final Fantasy. But
Yeah,
I
originally
don't
from
remember.
Commander 21, but it was in the Final Fantasy 7 precon.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I probably have this card somewhere.
Or sorry, the
in a
Final
pile.
Fantasy 6 actually. Final Fantasy
Oh,
6.
it's Terra. Okay, that's the one I haven't actually seen, but that makes sense because it puts itself in the graveyard and then you bring it back and la di da da da. All right, cool. So a bunch of wheel support for my wheel deck, which, man, I'm getting close to the point where I can't make many cuts. So we'll have to figure out how those fit in. The next, is it cards or is it a bill? This one's coming from Moscow, Idaho. And I think we've gotten stuff from Moscow, Idaho.
Moscow, Idaho.
Yeah. Kind of crazy, huh? So I'm pretty sure it's cards. It's chunky. All right. And we got a flyer. That usually means cards. And they're like, thank you so much for shopping with us at 2 a.m. Oh, yeah. It's another wheel.
I wonder if there are any card shops in Paris, Texas.
That would be cool. The Eiffel Tower cards would be pretty hilarious in Paris, Texas. Oh, here comes Carl for his weekly appearance. Hello, Carl. Can you not sit on my wheels? Can you not just completely sit on my entire situation?
What you're not understanding, Jared, is that Carl has something really important to say on the show.
I can see you breathing. All right, come here, you. Okay. All right. There's Carl. Size check. He's giant. He's massive now. He's a big boy.
I finally got to meet Carl.
You got to meet Carl. You did. He's a good guy. All right, dude. Yeah, you sit right there on your little throne. All right, so I think this is the end of the wheels purchases for now. So we have 2 more. I'm assuming they're both wheels. Imposing Grandeur. It's 4 and a red. Each player may discard their hand and draw cards equal to the greatest mana value of a commander they own on the battlefield or in the command zone.
Oh, that one's
kind of interesting. Yeah.
Crimson Vow Commander. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of neat. The commander in my deck is 6 mana. So for me, it's great.
Most of mine are in that 5-6 mana range too. Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Then the last one from the Great Kaladesh is Fateful Showdown. It's 4. It's 2 red. Fateful Showdown deals damage to target creature or player equal to the number of cards in your hand. Discard all the cards in your hand, then draw that many cards. That deck doesn't have a ton of single target removal. And so you've noticed like a little bit of a theme here, varying it up a little bit. Sometimes I'm just wheeling. Sometimes the whole crew is wheeling. So yeah, we got a decent little stack of cards. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more wheels for the wheel deck. I'm sure
that one's a rare instant wheel.
Yes, that is an instant speed wheel. I did not catch that. Decaying Time Loop was an instant too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't notice that. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen that card. I have seen some of the other ones.
It's pretty cool, and it's an uncommon, so that's neat.
Crazy.
All right, no bills this time. Hey, you know
what
that means? We could spend more money because there's no bills, right? That's how this works.
More money.
The next very cool package. I should have brought a knife. I'm wondering how long I'm going to fight with this. Let me make sure there's no tags here. It's triangular, and this is from a good friend of ours. We made a friend overseas, and I'm just so pumped that he was willing to send us some product to review on stream. And that friend is Alfie's. And we've talked about Alfie's before. I reviewed the adventure set of tokens, the 465, didn't miss a single one token set that I absolutely loved. I think we reviewed that maybe a month and a half ago. And,
it was a little bit ago, yeah.
Yeah, like he and I have been talking on Instagram for really ever since I bought it. I sent him the video where we reviewed those tokens and said, hey, we really like your stuff. And we got to talking, and he really wants to come on the show at some point and maybe join us for a constant misplays game. But he
Ooh.
offered to send us a little care package. I don't know exactly what's in here. He did send me some notes on things, but I tried to keep it a surprise. Coming all the way from Sweden. What city is this? Oh, God. I'm sorry, Alfies, but I'm going to go for it. Lawrence Borgskatten.
Lawrence
Sweden.
Borgskatten. Love to see it.
Yeah, and he hit me up. He's like, hey, everything's coming from Post Nord. And I was like, that is the most cool version of like a UPS or DHL. Like, if you live in Sweden, it's Post Nord. I'm like, yeah, dude. Oh, yeah.
Funnily enough, I actually just pulled out a lot of my Alfie's tokens that I got years ago before we even started doing content or anything.
I
So
love that.
It's really awesome. I have these that I've played in decks.
All right.
I love them. I love their stuff. Really good. Good quality.
So I can, I think the triangle gave it away, but there's a gorgeous playmat bag, kind of like a velvet or something, crushed velvet bag, and it says Alfie's on it. I'll show that to the big camera here. And then I've also got a pack of tokens. So let's go tokens first, and then we'll reveal the playmat. All right, so I've got a stack of tokens, and I'll pull up my notes, and we can finally read them together. All right. Oh my goodness. They do a great job. I will say, like, I appreciate packing. Like, obviously we dog on bad packaging when we buy cards and stuff, but Alfie's does not miss a beat.
Mm-hmm.
So first and foremost, I guess they put dividers in between all of these cards.
Okay.
And I believe these are brand new, so there's not even like real packaging yet for these, or maybe when he sent them there wasn't, but now there is. Oh my God, Alfie's hooked it up so fat. I'm going to save those for the end. So these are Random Land X Alfie's tokens. We'll start off with, and he gave me a good stack of them. And let me tell you a little bit about these. Let me give you a little story, and then we'll flip them over and take a look. The Random Land tokens were made in collaboration with an artist called Random Land. Duh. All right.
There you
go. He's Indonesian, and he makes a weird punk fantasy art that he posts on Instagram. It's earned him quite a large following. He drew the central images, and Alfie himself drew the frame and the type. Super nice guy. Kept on calling Alfie sir. I can I can definitely relate. Everybody's calling me sir now. So the Random Land X Alfie's really cool. Really cool. Let's take a look. We've got a vampire, a 2/2 flying vampire. Can y'all see that well?
Maybe try to get it a little closer.
Yeah, I'll hold them up.
Go down a little bit.
Yep. How's that?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So super cool art.
That is really sick.
This is an art style, not this, like he's got a very unique take on this, but this art style, I almost want to call it like black light, sort of black velvet poster Saturday morning cartoon style. I'm all about it. This is so freaking cool. I love it.
Reminds me of the Blacklight Secret Layer with like Sephiroth.
Yeah, that's Josh Fredkiss is the artist on those. Met him. He actually might do a little bit of a collab with us. We've been going back and forth a little bit too, but yes, very much in that vein. If I could have a whole gallery of Black Velvet art from the 70s, I would take it. The next one is an energy token. We talked about how cool tokens for things like energy and floating mana is something you don't see a ton of. That's a really cool one. I like that.
That's really sick.
All right, I'll keep going. Food token. What is this? So like a rice ball? I don't know exactly. Yeah. Chat, help me out with this. What is this? It's a sword carving into maybe like rice, or
I don't know what I would say that is actually. Nothing I've eaten, that's for sure. But I like.
I mean, I'm getting hungry, and it's cool, so I'll take it. Food. Oh, brilliant! right in time for
Ah,
Hobbit, a halfling, amazing,
MK
so
Shafe says
sick.
shepherd's pie.
Oh, shepherd's pie. Maybe it goes with the Lord of the Rings theme. MK, you're killing it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
You're
This
killing it.
halfling is awesome.
So cool, dude. So friggin' cool. That's great. All right. Oh, oh my gosh. I'm playing a D&D campaign, Zach, and my character is a goblin whose mother is a mimic. So this one is really, this one's really singing my
There
song.
you go.
At some point, I can show you. I can show everybody on stream my character, my D&D character, especially if he dies soon. All right. Next one, the last one. Again, we're leaning in here. We are definitely leaning into Lord of the Rings with this one. It's a Wraith token for all those folks who are playing the Nazgul.
There you go.
And so, special shout out to Goose, who runs Lord of the Nazgul. I will be saving this token for you, buddy. That's for you, sir. All right, we aren't even close. He gave us so much cool stuff to look at. So exciting. All right. The next series of cards. Oh, it's so cool. They're like front and back. Okay. So this next series, I have notes on this too. Unlicensed Wizards started with me. That's Alfie's doodling a goblin with a tin hat and sword in early spring. It was actually an attempt to draw a matchbox layout. Anyway, Anders, who's one of his business partners and artists, saw it and drew another creature, the copy token, in the same style. From there, we decided to make a collection out of it. We spent a few weeks doodling 60 of these drawings together. It was intense as hell. Both token types are printed on a paper type, and I was going to mention this, called Eco Herbage. So Magic cards are printed on a paper called Blue Core, and there's Blue Core, there's Black Core, there's Herbage, there's Eco Herbage. But I will tell you, all of Alfie's tokens, as soon as you handle one of them, you could just tell immediately that they are extremely high quality and they feel really
Yes.
good in hand. Really, really good. So this is a collection, the Unlicensed Wizards. All right, so we've got first a blood token.
Ooh, I need one of them.
Yeah, here's a blood token. And then on the back, it says Multiverse Wizarding License, and it's barbecue sauce, effing hot, licensed to wield wizardry, sorcery, and be enjoyed by vampires until such license is revoked. This is hilarious. This is so good.
That's
And it's got a
awesome.
it's a driver's license, okay? And at the bottom, it's a donor. It's a like a blood or organ
It's a
donor.
blood donor.
It's amazing.
That's so awesome.
It's so good. It's so good. So, yeah, trying to hold that up to the screen a little bit better so you can kind of see, but amazing, amazing. Chad, are we loving this? Let me just make sure everybody's good over here.
MK Shafe is. They went with
Oh
Hawaii.
yeah.
It's a nod to McLovin.
Oh yeah.
I used to have a McLovin shirt with the license on it, and the way that it was oriented and the way I looked at the time, it just looked like it was a picture of me. I very much looked like McLovin at the time.
That's awesome. That's amazing. I don't believe it, but I love it. All right, next one. We'll show the token again first, and then we'll move on to the backside, which is hilarious. This is their cat token. It's a 1/1 cat, so I suppose it's, there's a lot of places where this cat token shows up. Ren and Siri deck, some of the Ajani cards, et cetera, et cetera. No ability markers on it, but I like the look of this, and it feels like, you know what it is? I think this is a nod to the Suicide Jack in a poker deck. That's what that's what I'm gonna guess here. All right, let's take a look. This is Catsby of Claudia. It says
Claudia
license to wield.
Catsby.
Claudia Catsby. All right, white, female, 1.5 feet or 1.5 something, 12 pounds, skin pink, hilarious. So the expiration is 2036. So we got a while on these licenses, which is great. All right. We'll keep going. We'll go a little faster here, but these are so good. It's hard not to spend the whole dang episode
These are
on
really
it.
awesome.
Our zombie, our 2/2 zombie. Again, aesthetically just bangers. This is One Arm Nick. I love it. I love it. One Arm Nick. By the way, Alfie's has featured a lot of products, and most recently, they've really ramped up their hand-drawn, hand-illustrated products. They've used some sort of tools in the past, like AI sort of assisted things, but all of the stuff I'm showing you today is straight up. It's the crew at Alfie's doing what they do best, and I love that. I've
Yeah.
loved their stuff for many, many years, but I did want to call that out because they are making a concerted effort to hire more artists, and still deliver the quality that we are used to. You know, when you're talking about a 465 token set of cards, like that's a lot of artwork. So, so here we go. Another treasure token. Let's go over
That's
here.
awesome. Oh, I
All
see
right.
that goblin in the corner. I need it.
Oh, yeah. This is Woody Goldberg. Oh my god, so freaking funny. All right, Woody Goldberg. Here is the goblin. I love it.
This is
I love it.
amazing.
This is so good.
The mom tattoo, the I Heart Mom.
It's just perfect. Perfect. This is Tom Lardmouth.
Lardmouth.
Great. It's so good.
He's
All right.
6'5". That's a tall goblin.
That was a tall goblin. Only 42 pounds. I could take him. That actually, he's like a balloon. Think about he's looking like a kind of a stoutly man like me,
Yeah.
but he's only 45 pounds and 6'5". I don't know how that works. How about a screaming pizza for food?
There you go. Jimmy Neutron throwback. Al Pizza
Goblin. I know you love that too. We're going to be fighting over these. All right, we got a fish token. Oh, I love this guy. I love this guy.
Ooh, that reminds me actually of my wife's D&D character. She played a fish folk named Doug.
Oh, a fish folk named Doug. I love it. Dougie Fresh. This is Issa Bubble Bop.
Issa Bubble Bop.
Oh, these are so good. I can't even stand it. All right, we got another vampire, but he's like a Castilian vampire. He's like fancy. He's got fancy boots. He's got a fancy shirt. The shirt's got a red sun on it. That's hilarious. That is Count Biteface. Yeah, that's a bit on the nose. I like it. I kind of like it.
Straight to the point.
Straight to the point. All right, we've got an orc army. So this is for anybody running a mass. And they have a rubber ducky on their shield, which I think is hilarious. So there's your orc army. This is Eddie Smash Tank.
That's very fitting.
Yep.
Thanks for the good wishes, Hunter. Glad you stopped in. Wish you could be here. Miss you, bud.
Love you, Hunter. All right. Monarch token. Actually, Zach's dying. He is dying.
This is exactly my style of token that I need.
Oh, dude, this is going in my Marchesa deck, Zach. I'm sorry, but you got first. I think the fish and the monarch are the two that I'm gonna lick and.
Oh yeah, I need that orc army because I need an orc army token for my deck.
We'll figure it out. So Alfie's, thank you again so much. We love y'all over there, and these. I don't think we've laughed so much, just the two of us on stream, in a long time. So
these are incredible. Lord Attack Bait.
Mm-hmm.
That's so fitting because you're Monarch and
your Monarch. Yep. How about a very stout elf warrior? Hey, this one's singing to both of us, Zach. He's Legolift. He's quads Legolift.
This could be a whole cartoon. I would watch
this.
Oh
my god. Yes, I would watch this all day. All day. Yeah, these are fantastic. So good.
MK Shafe, you could try to guess all day. I don't know if any of us will guess the names before we flip them over.
That's true. All right, we got the best copy token I think I've ever seen in my life.
That's amazing.
The fact that this is coming from Sweden and we got two shirtless Vikings with tattoos, matching tattoos of rubber duckies.
Does it say something on the bottom, or is it just like a?
It's the standard. This token could be used to represent a token that's a copy of
Okay.
a permanent. So it's just like
Okay,
the
cool.
rules text. So this is Control C McGee.
Okay,
Oh,
I am buying one of these as soon as stream is over. I'm buying a
okay.
set of these.
Well, it's amazing. These are great. And then lastly from this set, this is okay. They did save the best for last. This is their clue token, but it's a guy reading a sign that said, "I ate your dog and teabagged the fish. Flip for more."
There's your clue.
There's your clue.
All right, MK Shafe is guessing Colonel Must Turd.
All right, let's see. This one is suspicious note.
Suspicious note.
Suspicious note.
There you go. That was
Oh my
incredible.
god.
Thank you so
Oh my
much,
god.
Alfies.
Alfies. And we got more. I hate to say it, but these are the ones that he said, like, Jared, these are for you. But maybe we'll figure something out, Zach. But these are from I think these are
Ooh,
they are Surge foil.
those are
And these are from,
gorgeous.
let me look at my set here or my notes. These are, okay. The exotics tokens are a result of long time of experimentation and attempts making a token 2.0. Not sure that we are finished iterating, and they're not, I don't even think they're out yet. They're pretty dang cool. The art itself is drawn by Anders and I based on the Street Clan style, which, Zach, I know you and I both really like. But I'll show you in a second why I'm in love with these. I made the layout with the frame and the stats and text and all of that on it. I also applied all of the gold foil by hand myself.
Wow.
This is a month or so ago. I spent 4 days, 8 hours a day, just putting gold vinyl on top of cards. A few thousand cards that needed to be foiled. Me and Anders both signed the back, which is what I saw that I was like, oh my god, I have to have. I'm such a
Tempest.
Timmy.
Yeah.
I'm such a Timmy for signatures. So we got some Alfie signatures. This is their treasure.
That's
We've
just
got
gorgeous.
We got a warrior signed. We've got the zombie. I think you have this zombie, maybe, Zach.
I don't think I have any zombies. I have the Spirit, Devil, Copy, and Treasure from the city, the Street Clans set.
So there's another one. These are incredible, and they're in perfect fits. And I know he said he applied the foiling by hand. It feels pretty solid on there. And being that he said he did a few thousand of them, I'm sure you could buy these online. They are really great. And, real quick, I'm going to take this zombie out because I just want to see, because it is a different paper type. But the craftsmanship on these cards, it is the foiling, the golding is raised. And so there is this gorgeous sort of embossed.
The Surge foil, the art itself is just really good. And then the way the gold catches the light, that is stellar work.
Incredible. Some of the coolest tokens I think I've ever seen. I'm still reeling off of the comedy of these last ones.
Yeah.
But really just fantastic. There's their copy token. Special something for your boy Jay. And so love these. One more thing from Alfie's, that playmat. I don't even know what to expect here. I'm already blown away. Let's get this out. Again, it came in this velvety sort of bag. And okay.
I'm excited. I've seen some of their playmats on their site and they look really cool.
I think we are going to just move to use this playmat for the rest of stream. How about that?
There we go. Perfect.
MagicCon Vegas. And how about the Alfies? Oh my god.
It's like Eldrazi, like Kozilek.
Yep. So this is the Great Distortion. They call it Knobhead. uh, Amazing. It was drawn by a friend of theirs, Oscar Showstedt. Oscar worked together with Anders on the game The Division and The Division 2. It's a Ubisoft game as an
I played a
artist.
little bit.
And Anders was the head of UI design for Ubisoft Massive at that time. I did an original, yeah. I did an original foil layout that was then redrawn by Anders, so I have very little contribution left on the playmat, but it's really, really, really beautiful, and I couldn't be more proud of it. The gold vinyl was applied by hand by the same guys who print the playmat. I foil playmats a bit myself, and I know how incredibly hard it is to get it right. But these guys are masters. The application is flawless, as you will see for yourself. This is easily the prettiest playmat.
Yeah,
I've come
a
into.
6th-arm MK Shafe. It's on the left. It's a little bit hidden right now by the
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, I'm gonna kind of move it. I do also want you to see
the
that
top,
this
because that's
this
really
is
unique.
that sort of flourish instead of just having a basic top to these playmats. This might be my new everyday playmat, y'all. I'm in love with it. I think it's so
really
good.
sick.
It's really, really, really
sick.
cool.
They have a lot of different. They have a lot of different styles on their site, which I can transition to that real quick, just so we can see all the different options here.
Yeah, take us to the site. Let's give them the plug they deserve. Alfie's again.
AlfiesTokens.com. Really cool stuff. This is the one, the Sermon of the Great Distortion. There's this Shieldred based one, the Whispering one, Clan Tempest, the Swarm Queen. I think that's Vraska, I believe. Lord of the Rings, the Sauron, Cloud. You get your Shadow the Hedgehog. I like the different shapes.
Yep.
They're really unique. The art is really cool. These are just awesome.
So cool. And what do they retail? What's the price on these?
Looks like for these like shaped ones, they're like 35, and for some of their other like more default shape with the foil, looks like it's about 45, depending on the art there.
And I gotta tell you, that's a steal. I've become accustomed to paying $40-$50 for a great playmat, and the quality on this, the foiling, gold leaf, I mean, it's a combination of both, really, is spectacular. And again, it's raised, and I could tell it was done by hand, just kind of feeling the surface. This is this looks like a one of a kind, and is really just beautiful. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Now, here's the great news. I wanted to talk about this a little bit. We're having our first live in-person event this Saturday in Austin. Hopefully, you're already subscribed to our YouTube. Hopefully, you're subscribed and following our Instagram and on our Discord. And if you are, and you're local, or you can make it to Austin, we are having our first LGS sponsored event this weekend. And at that event, we'll be raffling off prizes, booster packs, deck boxes, sleeves. And I made a commitment, and I made sure Alfie was cool with this, to be able to give away some of these tokens. And
that's awesome.
We're thrilled to be able to do it. And so these funny license tokens, we're going to give quite a few of these away, and we'll give some of these random land tokens away, and maybe there's a little something special in there too. So thank you for Alfie's for contributing to that. Thank you for sending us products to review. Again, just to promo the site, Zach is kind of rolling through there. The adventure tokens that I bought, the 465 is a bag staple for me. I keep it in there, every token that you could ever think of. Balloon Man copies, the Locust God red and blue flying haste insect token is in there. Wraith tokens, everything. So these sets, these comprehensive sets from Alfie's, they've really been incredibly thoughtful and consistent with what they're producing. And I just can't wait to see more. We also have them as a spotlight, creator spotlight on our website, constant-list.com. You scroll all the way to the bottom, it says support local. Even though they're in Sweden, we consider them local pals at this point. And so check them out alongside our other local friends. Lot of really cool stuff there.
Yep.
In addition to the cool Alfie's tokens and all the other things I spotlighted there for our first event, Wayfarer's Bauble, the Vegas edition in the promo wrapping, is also going to be given away. I forgot that was on my desk to show everybody. So we got a lot of cool raffle prizes for Saturday. I will give a shout out to our local game shop that is hosting us. It's the Card Gurus of Austin. They are just north of Austin in a small town called Pflugerville that has gotten actually quite big over the years, but essentially an extension to Austin. I am in North Austin myself, and it's about a 15-minute drive. We're so thrilled to be hosted by them, and hopefully this leads to many more events. We're expecting about 50 local Austinites coming to play some casual Magic. We're doing Commander. It's family friendly. We've got a group of 7 kids already that have signed up to come play.
Wow.
Come check us out. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. Come around. We're from like 4 to 10:30 Central Time. This Saturday, the 18th. It's gonna be a grand old time.
It will be amazing. You want more details? You want the specific location? Please get in touch with us. Join the Discord. That is the pathway. We are constantly chatting and interacting there. There's 165 of us or so on the Discord. Lots of folks from all over the place, and certainly lots of local Austin folks. So all are welcome. Excited to see you all.
Yes, very excited.
All right. My goodness,
right.
Zach, that was a lot of opening, dude. So much opening.
A lot of opening. I can do some talking now.
Talk to me, baby.
All right. So, as we alluded to, and if you are in our Discord, you know, I was recently just part of the biggest CDH tournament in Austin thus far, the Beatdown, presented by Deadbeat Scott and Mage's Sanctum. It was a 100-person CDH tournament with 8K in prizing. I heard about this. I've always been interested in CDH, and finding out that there was going to be a local tournament with really good prizing was really enticing to me. So I tuned up my deck that I've been playing for, since I got into Magic, Rakdos the Muscle. It's been bracket 4 forever. I found a bracket 5 list. I got some proxies for it to finish out some of the cards that are just very hard to obtain, especially if you're on a budget. But it was a lot of fun. I had a great time doing it. There were a lot of great people who recognized that it was a lot of people's first time doing one of these kind of major tournaments. So I got a lot of great advice, met a lot of really great people, got to spread some love for Constant. And I ended up coming in the top 16. I got 14th when it came down to the top cut. So I was in the semifinals. And then I got 15th place overall after everything was said and done. It was a lot of fun. I, of course, have my Rakdos the Muscle deck box that I got from my good buddy Jared, who printed this out for me with some stickers that I got.
And we will be giving away that style deck box on Saturday too, with top loader.
This has become my favorite deck box to use. It's very compact, and it even holds all the tokens that I need too. So even though it's compact, you can still fit a lot of cards in there. I don't know about double sleeve. I don't typically double sleeve my cards.
You can fit, it's double sleeve plus 10 non-sleeved cards, or it's single sleeve plus maybe 30
tokens. Yeah, I have a good amount of tokens that I put in there. Yeah, it was a whole lot of fun. There were some of the game, actually every single round there was a game that was streamed. I'm trying to find a way to get hold of some of the footage because I had a game that I did have streamed. It was really funny to see everybody's reaction in our Discord after the game was over to everything that was happening in that game. If you were there, you know. But yeah, it was really interesting. CDH is something I'm interested in being in a little bit more into going forward, just as kind of like an outlet for the competitive side of me of gaming. I think it's still a lot of fun that I have with Commander, but still competitive enough to just get that out there. Um, and Austin seems like it's growing the scene of CEDH quite a bit, so that's a really exciting endeavor. If anyone's ever interested, hit me up. Let me know. I've been a part of it. I'm by no means an expert on the format. I've only been playing CEDH for like 3 weeks, maybe a month, but I have experience now, and I can talk about it as much as you want.
I have a question, Zach.
Yes.
How do you think me popping out my Rayvac batteries as tokens at a CDH tournament would go over with the crowd?
Uh, Probably not all that well.
Okay, well, okay. Real quick. Can I
Mhm.
pitch the crew my latest idea and see how we feel that would go over? So the latest idea was shrimp while you wait. And so the idea is you don't have to play a food deck, but you play a deck that requires tokens, and you lay down like a bit of a seafood bib over your playmat so it doesn't get messed up. And then you only play with single sleeve cards because single sleeve is life. And then if you need a token, you take a shrimp cocktail, you take a shrimp, and you eat the shrimp part, but you have the tail left over. Nobody ever knows what to do with the tail, and so you use the tail as a token. And I think that's really great. I'm thinking about bringing that to the next Constant Misplays episode, but I wanted to see what you thought about the CDH tournament. Would they let it? Is it, would that break any rules? Is that a thing I could do if I wanted
You
to
know,
do it? If I was so inclined.
I'm not super in depth on the rules of what you can use to represent in a tournament, but I don't oh, just the thought of it, you really know how to get me.
What about if I have like a squirt bottle of white wine and I just, in between, I'm just eating shrimps and I'm like, food token, food token. This is a soldier. And, they're not symmetrical. So you could kind of tap them, squish them to the left or right.
You can certainly tap them. Most listen, all I'll say is most people use an infinite token if they don't have anything else.
Shrimp tokens is a thing. Mark my words. 2027 is the year of the shrimp token. I am very confident. We make financial speculation, but we're not financial advisors on this show. And I will tell you that 2027 is the year of the shrimp. We will get shrimpy. It'll be shrimp and white wine forever. I can't wait.
Oh,
Go.
I would love to be part of that judge call. If when you break out the shrimp tails.
Well, if they call and it's not in my favor, I'm going to say that call was spicy.
There you go. There was like there are, there was a good amount of judges. There were probably 4 to 6 of them that were just always walking around and just like taking a look at the board state, and they'll try to catch you. They'll be like, "Oh, does this Wishclaw Talisman, does this have counters or no?" Yeah, it has 2 of them. All right, well, you need to represent that. All right, go ahead.
Got to rep it.
You got to
And that's why
represent it.
you need a big bag of boiled shrimp. You never run out. And if you run out of tails, you can start using the heads. You can go back to your CDH story in a second, but real quick, going to the chat, I do want to call out Jay Shred and I have been having a little debate in the chat here, and I just want to call it out. Okay, he said double sleeve or death, and I replied, "Nah, man, dual lands need to breathe." Hashtag club single sleeve, which I feel like that's a line that I'm going to put in my next rap. Dual lands need to breathe. Hashtag club single sleeve. That's
There
pretty
you
good.
go. That's a bar right there.
MK Shane is ready to
I'm
move to
team
Austin,
single
by
sleeve.
the way. Yeah, team single sleeve all the way. Let them breathe. Let them do their thing. Perfect fit? Nah. I want them to wiggle. I want them to breathe.
Let's see. J Shred must have lost his stuff earlier when you were on that zombie token. MK Shave
Oh, yeah.
says.
Put my fingers all over it.
It also says, I'm in for the Jello shot token. If you control
Yeah,
no more Jello shots, congratulations, you're done. Scoop and go home.
I love that. I love that. I'm in. I'm in for the Jello shots. I'm in for any food product that you can cut into pieces and use the pieces as tokens so that you don't have to carry a ton of stuff. You can just carry something that can be sliced in multiple pieces. So, um,
You you would absolutely love. I think it's like 2 episodes ago on Tulare Community College. There was Slimesicle, who's a content creator, made his choice of tokens would make you very the choice of tokens in that entire game would actually make you very happy.
this is what I need. This is what I live for. Okay. This is what I live for. And I can't wait for us to shoot our next episode of Constant Misplays because, the shrimp, that was a gimme. I gave it to you, Zach. Just think about the stuff I'm holding back. Think about the things I'm holding back. If the shrimp is something that you already know about, oof, just get ready. And I always make sure, hey, y'all in chat, I always make sure to sit next to Zach. It's intentional, just so you
Always.
know. Always. Always.
I need help. I need an adult. But yeah, I mean, going back to it, it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot about CDH and just like playing competitively. Um, yeah, I'm planning to go more in depth soon, so be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna make a more in depth detailed video about my experience, and if anybody has any questions or anything, always hit me up in the Discord. Let me know, and we can talk about it.
Before we move on, I know we could do an in-depth video, and I think we should. I think we ought to just do a maybe not even a live video, but just kind of an overview what to expect in a CDH tournament, some of the etiquette, shrimp, no
Hmm.
shrimp, white wine, etc.
No shrimp.
But I was surprised at your placement and how much of a prize you got still.
Hmm.
And that I thought, and you did really well. There's 100 people, and if I remember correctly, you placed 14th, and you still came away with like $100, which that's awesome. That's incredible. So I was wondering if you could speak to maybe the pricing a little bit because I
Yeah, for
think that
sure.
that opened my eyes.
Let me pull it up. Actually, I can just pull up the site. I think it should still be available. Of the actually maybe not, but I remember a good bit about the pricing. So in general, pricing was really good. Like I said, it was 8K in pricing. So top prize. If you walked away as the winner of the tournament, you walk away with a I believe it was a mod. It was either moderate or lightly played. I think it was lightly played. Mox Jet, a piece of power from Unlimited. Um, which I mean that's a really good prize in and of itself. You also get an altar from a really cool altarist who's like who's their wait list is like over a year long. It's impossible to get on their wait list, but they're fast tracking whoever won this tournament to get an altar of their winning commanders. Um, Second prize got a Mox Diamond, which is an incredibly expensive, one of the most expensive Moxen that are there that you can still legally play in pretty much every format. Third was, I believe, a Wheel of Fortune from Unlimited. Fourth, I believe, was a Volcanic Island. And maybe it was flipped. Maybe it was Volcanic Island and then Wheel of Fortune. I can't remember exactly the order of it. But even if you were just in the top 16 in general, you got $100 of store credit, which was basically admission fee. So you got everything paid for. So that's your next tournament essentially at this place you can pay for with your store credit if you got top 16. They also were doing raffles throughout the entire thing. So they were giving away like these really cool oversized metal proxies of like CEDH staples of like commanders. One of the people I was playing with in my first round got a Timna and Crom metal proxies, which was funny because they are not a blue farm player. And made it very clear to us after when they got it that they do not play Timna Crom. And I believe even if you got dead last, you still got $100 in store credit. So if you were dead last, if you came in, you were like, okay, I lost the tournament. I lost every single game. I'm in last place. You still get your money back for the next tournament as like a consolation there, which I thought was really cool.
That's awesome. So yeah, I mean that made it feel very approachable, and we haven't really done an episode on proxies, and I know that CDH is, basically it's more normal to have all proxies in your deck than it is to run actual cardboard.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, and I have opinions of proxies outside of CDH, but I appreciate the idea of it in CDH. And so there's more to talk about. We ought to dedicate another episode. Like I'm starting to get the appeal. I
Hmm.
like to do really dumb, degenerate stuff in Magic, and I've always thought of CDH as like not nearly as dumb and degenerate as I'd like to be.
Yeah,
And for me, my competitive persona comes on in limited. That's like my favorite format. That's where I just shut up and play, and so I never really thought Commander in that way. I never thought about Commander in that way. But my
yeah,
eyes are open, man. My eyes are open.
yeah, which makes
Um,
sense. I wouldn't proxy anything for like bracket 3 or lower. Unless it was like I'm doing like a theme deck or something like that. Like maybe I want to do like a uh uh just like a proxy deck of something that doesn't already exist in Magic that probably
yeah.
will someday.
Yep. I get it. Clark says, I'm so particular about proxies in my own decks. I don't care what other people do. Clark, you're kind, and that's why I like you. That's why I love you. I am not that way. I am not a fan of people bringing proxies to my table, but that's for another episode.
Jay Shred says I would still double sleeve a proxy deck.
Yeah, you can squeeze the heck out of those proxies. I'm not worried about that. They don't need to breathe. Choke them out, J Shred.
uh, that is something you do need to pay attention to, though. Even if you are proxying, is everything does need to still be sleeved accordingly.
Mm.
If you have, and like that's why a lot of times, like if you're proxying stuff, you're either buying like official proxies or you have to proxy the whole deck because everything does need to be uniform. Because if there's any difference between your deck, that can be considered marking cards, and that will get you in trouble.
Oh, sure. Never thought of that. Interesting. And it still costs. It could cost you $40 to buy a
Yeah, no, it
proxy
still
deck,
costs.
right?
I use a site, I use a service to get proxies so that they're as close to magic cards as you can really get. Um, and they're pretty similar. Like they're about the same thickness. I don't think they use the exact same card stock, but a lot of times you couldn't really tell that it's a proxy just by holding it. You can tell by looking at it because a lot of times the hollow stamp is just printed on, or like the back of the card. Which the back of the card, if it is a proxy, it always needs to be clear that it is a proxy. It cannot be a proxy and have a magic back. They will deck check you on your proxies, and they will deck check for the deck checked for the top four, and then if you have proxies, they had you deck check to make sure that they were all legal proxies, that they were clear, identifiable, legal magic fronts, and clear backs of the card, that they were not like just counterfeits, basically.
Interesting. Yeah, you've got the questions are blazing now. Like, and Wizards probably doesn't have much to do with CEDH since there is so much
Mm.
proxy. Like that's like a conflict of interest, really.
Yeah, tournaments aren't sanctioned by Wizards, so that's why a lot of proxies are allowed. There are, now you will not every tournament will be proxy friendly, so you always need to check beforehand. Most of them usually always will be, but a lot of times, like if it's at a convention, and like there was a recently, I think last month in Dallas, there was a Cool Stuff Inc. con. They were doing a 5K CDH tournament. They were not proxy friendly because they were doing also like official Wizards events. So because they have Wizards events there and they're sponsored, they cannot fully sanction having proxies because that, into Wizards' eye, that's a no-no.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Sign me up to be a Wizards ambassador. Okay, Hasbro Wizards, you listening? Get me in there. All right. Speaking of, you mentioned the professor in one of his episodes recently. I keep texting him on Instagram. I keep DMing him, and I'm like, "Hey, when are you going to
He's
bring
not
me
getting
on the
back to
show?"
you, huh?
He's not getting back to me. I don't know what the problem is, but
Weird.
maybe we'll send him this clip. Everybody, comment on his YouTube somewhere and be like, Prof, go look at Constant MTG. Get Jared out to LA to play his degenerate decks and his shrimp tail nonsense. So there you go. I don't know. We're not beefing, but I'm just saying. Hey,
We're waiting.
Zach,
Yes.
I do you feel that? Do you feel the wind blowing in your hair? We're on a plane right now and we're flying towards Coachella Valley, California. Do you feel it?
I can feel it.
Can you
I
feel it?
almost forgot that we were in first class.
We're in first class. We are flying to Coachella Valley, just outside of Joshua Tree. And I think we've landed. I heard the little the fastest seatbelt beep has gone off. People are collecting their baggage. I'm still sitting here talking to you, but I wanted to talk to you about our sponsor. This is our first sponsor, Big Deck Energy Gaming. What sets Big Deck Energy apart isn't just that they sell games, it's how they do it. They're deeply community focused, committed to fair pricing, and genuinely passionate about the games they carry. This is the kind of shop where the goal isn't to squeeze every dollar out of their players. It's to build a space where people want to play, learn, trade, and hang out. That philosophy stands in sharp contrast to the bigger fat cat retail entities that can sometimes forget that local game stores are supposed to be about people first. Thankfully, we have lots of friends in the LGS space that feel this way too. Big Deck Energy Gaming believes in growing local playgroups, creating welcoming environments for new and veteran players alike, keeping prices fair and accessible, supporting the culture of tabletop, not just the transaction. They are based out of Cathedral City, California. Zach and I just got on our bus, and we are heading there right now. Right in the heart of Coachella Valley. If that sounds familiar, it's because they're neighbors to Palm Springs, just a short drive from Joshua Tree National Park, which is beautiful. Yes, you can play Commander and go and stare at some of the most surreal desert landscapes in the country the next morning. If you're heading out that way for the Coachella Music Festival, consider making a stop at our first sponsor, Big Deck Energy Gaming. It's a perfect side quest between sets to shuffle up, meet great people, and support a truly community-driven shop. If you're in the area, they're well worth a visit. If they're not, they're still worth supporting. Check them out at bigdeckenergygames.com. So proud to have them as our sponsor, our first ever sponsor. They support us and allow us to do this week after week after week after week. So we love them, and we'd like to show them a little gratitude on our stream. And now, let's go to the headlines. Zach, there's so much news to talk about, and I'm excited.
Oh,
What do you
geez.
got?
Okay. There's so much to go over. I think, should we start off with Star Trek, I guess?
Yeah, let's do Star
Okay.
Trek.
So we're going to go ahead and talk some Star Trek spoilers. We're not going to go over every card. I do have pretty much all the cards pulled up here in a list on our site, constant-list.com. Of course, the best deck building site out there now. But I want to go over some of them. Mainly, look at these Shocklands. These are gorgeous.
Yeah.
Jason A. Engel on the Blood Crypt. We got Josh Solano on Breeding Pool.
I haven't seen the Breeding Pool.
This one here, right here.
Oh. Yeah, these
we
are
got
so good.
Raymond Swanland on Godless Shrine. This is really sick.
Real sick.
Mark Poole doing Hallowed Fountain. Got Sam Burley on Overgrown Tomb. And all of these are available in Surge Foil also, by the way, in collector boosters. All available in Surge Foil.
Yeah, in the Surge Foil, they're talking about it like it's a little different than, like, they're making it seem like this Surge Foil treatment maybe has been updated or iterated. I don't know, but I am expecting liquid gold on these Surge Foils. Truly.
Yeah.
By the way, Clark went on Professor's most recent video on YouTube and commented that he needs to get his butt over here and talk to me about that game. So everybody pile on.
There you go.
That's
how we get there.
That's right.
But yeah, just going through these. Stomping Ground, Daniel Romanovsky. This one's really good. Temple Garden, Jessica Rossier. And Watery Grave by Andrew Marr.
Oh, that Watery Grave is gorgeous.
Watery Grave is beautiful.
I'm loving
Um,
the contrasting colors. Like, these are like,
mhm.
that you see this a lot with, how do we make something look alien? And you get like if you're looking at like the tertiary color wheel and you're looking at like the opposite colors, like your teals versus your orange, your purples versus your greens. Um, which in comic book world, typically this is villain treatments. Like if you roll back through these, Zach, they typically
Mhm.
do the opposite ends of the color wheel for villains. Like Joker is green and purple. And so some of these like are kind of villain colors,
Yeah,
which is
for
cool.
sure.
Which is cool. It's just alien, it's otherworldly, it signals not Earth,
The
basically.
Blood Crypt is my favorite for
Fantastic.
obvious reasons.
You know what that blood crypt reminds me of? It reminds me of the conversation we had with Michael J. LaRue about the tunnel of trees in Gaia's Cradle.
Yeah,
It's giving tunnel of trees vibes, which
there. Yeah,
I love it.
absolutely.
Yep.
Really cool. And then I think probably the next card we talk about is the one everybody's talking about. You saw it if you clicked on this video. We've got Shieldred getting a
I love this
reprint.
card. It's so good.
You
I'm
and I
so
have very
ready.
different. You have a very different thought about this than most of the community,
I'm
from what I've
so
seen.
in. I'm so in. I'm in for
Uh,
it, man.
we've got Benedict Cumberbatch as Khan, Engineered Evil, as Shieldred the Apocalypse. Now I've seen the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies. I don't know what about Khan says Shieldred, but props to them for they know how to make a headline. They know that. But this is part of the bonus sheet. You can get this in play boosters and collector boosters. Um, and yeah. MK
I mean,
Shafe says, I love how they got Benedict Cumberbatch to face his own character in the set, whereas with Samuel L. Jackson and the Avengers, they did not. I think that's probably because they did make it a point to want to feature art and moments from the movies, both the original and the J.J. Abrams movies, um, which they were probably able to get the licenses for something like Star Trek, but for Marvel, it's a lot harder to get those kinds of licenses.
I mean, yeah. Here's the thing. Just getting back to this card art, it allows me to build Sheldred and people won't immediately realize it. I'll be like, oh, I'm playing Khan. And actually, what's funny is when they're not hip to it, they're like, oh, cool, Star Trek stuff. And you're like, yeah, Star Trek stuff. It's going to be great. But when they're hip to it, what do they say? Khan! Just like that. Come
Yeah.
on, man. Like, it couldn't be more perfect. It's a perfect damn card. It's Benedict Cumberbatch, most handsome man in all of the galaxy. Like, come on.
Oh,
Come on.
I'm a big Benedict Cumberbatch fan. We are getting closer and closer to having Benedict Cumberbatch tribal.
It, and
We have
yes,
this.
MPJ,
We have
this is
Doctor
legal and
Strange.
standard. That is
No,
true.
no, it is not legal and standard.
Yeah, it is. I'm playing. I'm doing it. I'm
this
doing it.
this is a
I'm
bonus
showing up.
sheet. It is not legal and standard, but you can play
Hey,
this in any other
when they try
formats.
to, I'm gonna go to LGS and when this set comes out, I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna build a standard deck, and they're gonna be like, "You're not allowed to do this, Jared." And then I'm gonna scream con just like I did before, and I'm gonna run out the door with my shrimp tails in tow. Okay?
I think I know why the professor isn't reaching back out to you.
You watch. We got at least 3 people in chat. They're reaching out right now to the prop. They're like, "Yo, get this dude on gold."
Jeez. Okay. But yeah, that's the big card that everyone's talking about is Khan, aka Shieldred. We've been asking for reprints, and this is what we get.
This is what we get. This is what we get.
It probably will be super cheap. I'm guessing it'll be less than $20.
I mean, here's what I will say. I think I do think what they're doing now, like there's this weird thing that's happened, and really I started to see it with Avatar, where they're reprinting great cards,
Mm-hmm.
but they're reprinting them and they're reprinting them in a way where the original art, the original cards maintain their value. I bought a banyan tree, which is the Great Henge from Avatar, like half the price of a regular Great Henge. And so, for price conscious players, like I could be sometimes, it is nice to be able to get the real cardboard. Maybe it's not your favorite art, but it's not sacrificing people that are holding on to the originals or or whatever, and you could still play. So both people are getting what they want out of it. That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say. I
Fair
think if
enough.
they created a secret layer Sheldred with like a sick heavy metal treatment, again, that card would reduce the value of all of the other Sheldreds, and this card does not. It doesn't interfere. It doesn't interfere. I love it.
MK Shafe, what format can I make a deck where I can run 4 of these cons and 4 children in the same deck? If you
Oh,
find a
standard.
format that lets you do that, you let me know.
Done. Deck list unlocked.
Jeez. Okay. We've got a lot of different other cards here.
Yep.
I think this is another really cool one. This
It's a
is
banger.
The City on the Edge of Forever. So this is an enchantment saga for 3 white and a black. And chapter 1 says that all artifacts and creatures phase out. You also create a 0/1 white human creature token with permanence can't phase in. Chapter 2 says you draw 2 cards and each player loses 2 life. And chapter 3 says you sacrifice a creature token. If you do, you gain 5 life. So the obvious thing here is you want to play this after someone T-Pros, I think. Someone casts a Fairy's Protection. You've got this in hand. You cast this. You ruin their day.
Yeah. Yeah, because it overrides their phase, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Because, I mean, it does phase all other artifacts and creatures that are out on the board currently. But if they're phased out, they will never
Yep.
phase back in any of their lands or anything. So they'll just have what's in hand, but
Oh my
it's
god.
still nasty.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's crazy. That is wild. Can we
Yeah.
remove Teferi's protection off of the game changers list then? Can we do that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know much about the Star Trek shows. I've never really watched any of the series. I've just watched like some of the movies. But I've been told that this is like one of the best episodes in
Yeah.
all of
It's in
Star
most
Trek.
people's top 3, I would say. I would
Yeah.
say there's consensus around this one. And then the one that takes place over the course of a lifetime is the one that I keep hearing people talk about.
Yeah, this one's really cool. I think you want to play this in a token deck so that on chapter 3 you can sacrifice some random token and not the one that keeps everything phased out. I think that's ideally what you want to run this kind of card in. That's how I would run it, is in a token deck. But yeah,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
card's cool. I like it.
It's very cool. The art's good. The token, you could show the token.
Yes. Let me see if we've got.
There it is.
Yep. Special token, permanence can phase in. I think this effect has only ever been printed on one card before.
Really?
Yes. I forget the name of it. If someone knows the card, please shout it out in chat and I'll pull it up. But that permanence can't phase in, I think has only ever been printed on one other creature before. But we got some other cool cards too, and some new mechanics. Some new, some now named. If you want to talk about this next card, Jared.
Yeah, I want to hit this one. I think Zach knows that I'm obsessed with this type of mechanic. I am a person where when mechanics come to a set, I'm the one who loves flashback, cycling, like anything that sort of like provides choice, provides sort of a Swiss Army knife of selection. And even more than that, I love mechanics that look back to the beginning of Magic and warp the way the game is played from that point forward. And Dilemma is one of those mechanics. This is great. I'm not a huge Trekkie. I don't know a ton about Star Trek, but this mechanic got me really, really, really excited. And I like the flavor too. I understand the flavor. You know, Star Trek is all about moral dilemmas. Do we engage? Do we observe? Do we interfere? Do we not interfere? And so just the concept of a dilemma is amazing. And what we've done is grandfathered a type of card and basically given it a keyword. So dilemmas are now modal cards, choice cards. Choose one of the modes, choose two of the following modes. Um, all of the cards throughout the history of Magic that do this now have a name, and that name is Dilemma. And this set will look at those cards and give you some sort of advantage for playing them, which I love. I just think this is my kind of crunch in terms of
Mm-hmm.
mechanical game stuff. So this one is probably the premier dilemma card. I don't have a blue black deck yet, so Demir, I'm looking at you. Maybe 7 of 9 is my Demir commander. It says whenever you face a dilemma, draw a card. So anytime you anytime you cast a card or play a card that gives you a modal choice, you get an extra card out of the deal. So it just superpowers all of those cards. Every single one of
Yeah.
those cards, I already think those cards are worth more than one card because they have that flexibility built in. But when you stick an extra card draw on top of them, it's just bananas. Like this could be unfair. Could be. I don't think it is, but I wouldn't be surprised if a year from now we go, that dilemma thing has made a bunch of old weird cards completely busted out of control.
I mean, yeah, we haven't seen anything else that mentions dilemmas, just 7 of 9 so far. We've only got the initial, stream of cards to go through. This will be a full size set. This is a Demir and it's in 252. So this is towards the end of the amount of cards that we'll see in the set. But most of them will be Demir colored, is something that they said for dilemmas. So that's going to be like the Demir, probably the limited
If this is the limited
archetype
archetype for
is
Demir,
Demir.
I couldn't be happier, dude. Couldn't be happier.
Really powerful. I mean, I could see this probably just being like the uncommon signpost for Demir.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, this is a really good card. Just anytime you make a choice, even, and I like that it's for spells or abilities too. Like,
Yep.
and we'll see that in some of these other cards as well. Dilemmas.
Yeah,
Not anything that spells out dilemmas, but when you make a choice.
I'm curious too for the Trekkie fans out there, and I need to catch up. I will. I will. It's just such a massive undertaking. But is Dilemma as a lore piece for Star Trek on both the good and bad side of the characters? Like, do the villains face dilemmas, or is it really just the heroes? Because we're seeing that this is the signpost for Black Blue, and I'm wondering if we're tilting the pie a little bit, and
Hmm,
and and Black Blue isn't necessarily going to be bad guy stuff, which is interesting.
maybe.
Or
Hard
maybe
to
it is.
say.
You know.
Um, Hard to say. I'm interested. I'm probably gonna try to watch some Star Trek stuff before the set comes out. I'll at least do limited. I don't know if I'm gonna, heavily invest into the set or anything, but I always love limited, so I'll always hit it up.
Okay.
Um,
MK Shafe says 70-30 on ratio of hero to villain dilemmas. So villains are facing dilemmas too. Okay. All right.
Pretty cool.
Love it.
Next is a card that I really like here, and it's another card that introduces a new mechanic. We've got this is from the Jumpstart, or not Jumpstart. Sorry, this is from the Black Welcome
Commander.
deck.
Oh, it's from the welcome deck. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they started using the Commander set as kind of like a catch-all. But
Mm.
this is Borg Queen Perfection Manifest, 4 and 2 black for a legendary artifact creature, Borg Noble. So new creature type. It's basically a 3/4, even though it's a 1/4 printed, but it says artifact creatures you control get +2/+0. And when she enters, you assimilate target creature card from an opponent's graveyard. Assimilate is put it onto the battlefield under your control with a +1/+1 counter. It is a Borg artifact creature and loses all other creature types.
They've done some cool stuff with Borg. They've got some like non-Borg
Hmm.
letterboxing, like target non-Borg creature does this, et cetera, et cetera. And I
Yeah.
think I was watching an interview. I think it was Gavin Verhey was talking about like ensuring that like changelings can't go completely bonkers with some of the
Yeah.
Borg mechanics and
There's
stuff.
one of the cards, this one, Hoshi Sato Exolinguist, that spells out um, I don't know how good this is going to end up being, but this is talking about a little bit about what you were going into.
Yeah, what does it do?
So Hoshi Sato Exolinguist is a 4 and a blue for legendary creature human scientist, uncommon 3/3. She has Federation. When Hoshi Sato enters, you look at the top. Sato is what I'm being told. It is not Sato. Okay, fair enough. Trekkie fans are gonna love the pronunciations of all these cards.
Don't get mad, Shrimp Tails. You're just wrong. Just say it right, okay?
My bad. When Hoshi Sato enters, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of creature types among non-Borg creatures you control. Put one of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. The only thing I know lore-wise about this is what they said in the reveal stream, is that the Federation and the Borgs are not friends. So that's why it also
Hmm.
says non-Borg, but it's also to prevent changelings from, you just look at, God, who even knows how many total creature types there are in the game anymore.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it's cool. My only weird sort of wrinkle on this Borg assimilate ability is that's sort of what the Cybermen in Doctor Who did too. And
Hmm.
so it would have been cool if they would have drawn a through line between Cybermen and Borg because, you know, are you really going to be able to support a commander deck with assimilate being your theme? I don't
Mm.
know. Probably not. Um, we've brought energy to multiple sets and it's still sort of barely supported. So
Yeah.
I like it when they draw a through line between things. Like I think explore is the other mechanic they're doing in Star Trek, which is so flavorfully accurate and great. And so, this is some of that stuff when Gavin and the team at WotC says, like, we've been working on this set for 8 years, and you start thinking about what other sets have come out within the last 8 years.
Hmm.
You're like, can't you just talk to each other? you know? Um,
Yeah.
but it is cool. It is super cool.
Pretty cool stuff. We're also seeing the return of spacecraft, to the surprise of, I think, nobody. I think we all knew that spacecraft was going to be coming back in one shape or another, and
Yep.
Star Trek makes sense. Um, Go ahead and read this one off here.
All right. Well, okay, there we go. We were a little blurry on my end there. Whenever one or more. Okay, so this is the USS Enterprise D, the Galaxy class. It's the big D ship. Whenever one or more charge counters are put on USS Enterprise, stop laughing. For the first time each turn, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Station it's 7+, it gets flying and vigilance and is a 4/5. So this is cool. We just had this conversation last night at our
Hmm.
LGS. As a matter of fact, we had a player who came back to the game and is running Hearthhole, which is a spacecraft as his commander. And he's like, so nothing really happens when I put charge counters on it past 8. And we're like, no, not really, not yet, not in a
Yeah.
meaningful way. But I do like that you can continue to station this
Oh yeah. No.
spacecraft
Yeah.
and get
This gives
stuff.
you a huge incentive to continue
Massive.
overstationing, because you're essentially drawing a card once an extra turn, or extra card each turn. It is of your turn because you can only station at sorcery speed. But yeah.
I also like the fact that, like, Star Trek is a beloved series, and my understanding is like violence is not like a main theme of the show. Like resorting to violence is like sort of like a a last ditch effort if nothing else can be done. And so I feel like this set is going to be. It doesn't feel right to just have a bunch of Star Trek characters attacking and killing each other and stuff. So what do you do with them? You work the spaceship. You've got jobs
Hmm.
on the spaceship. You gotta station that thing up. You got roles and responsibilities, and so that's where I enjoy that. I think that's a cool wrinkle on the game.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it.
Dakota in the chat saying, thus all the dilemmas, which I've got one of the dilemmas that they showed off here. Set phasers 2, where you get to choose either set phasers to stun or set phasers to kill. The famous line from Star Trek.
Yep.
This one's kind of cool.
I love this. I love this. The flavor, everything. We kind of knew stun counters were coming back. We knew spaceships were coming back. I'm excited about Star Trek. I gotta start watching, y'all. And I know Dakota in chat has been trying to convince me to watch for a long time. And I started watching. I forget which one I started watching, but I need to give it another shot. I need to go in there and really
Someone just
dig
needs
in.
to tell us the watching order, what we
Yeah,
need to
what are we
watch,
watching? What
and
exactly?
yeah,
What? Give us some homework, chat. What do we need to watch? Give us 3 episodes that will turn us immediately into sort of drooling Star Trek fans. You start with the first one and all of it. Thank you. Yeah, that's
fantastic.
that's the undertaking part that felt
Very, very enlightened. Thank
insurmountable.
you. um, we've also got,
Individual
and this
episodes. I like that. Jay Shred says, just watch individual episodes, all of them. Yeah, that's
great.
good. That's good.
We've also got two cards that are also causing a little bit of controversy in the Magic world. We'll talk about the controversy after a little bit, but we'll talk about the cards first.
All
First
right.
up, we've got Captain James T. Kirk. Uh, this one is a 2 and a red, which got my attention because I love my red cards.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Whenever Captain Kirk enters or attacks, you choose one. If you have no cards in hand, you choose one or more instead, which is really cool. I always love when you get incentive for being hellbent.
Yep.
You get to either discard a card, then draw a card. You make a 1/1 red officer creature token, or you get your creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. I feel like this is a little interesting for a mythic because it's a 3 mana 2/2. You do get various effects, but it doesn't feel like it does anything super like above anything else that you would get for like underrate. Like I think of like the first option, that's a fear of missing out. This is a 1 mana extra fear of missing out. That
Yep.
where you don't also get the payoff there. You also get a 1/1 officer. So like you get, I guess, 3 total power for 3 mana, and then or your creatures get +1/+0 until end of turn, which if you have haste, that's really good. It gets you some extra power to finish your opponent off or whatever the case might be. But um it feels a little weird, like 3 mana 2/2 feels weird now in this like realm of power creep.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so there's a few things going on here. Number one, MK said they should have made him a 2/4. He's always getting beat up. I think that's like the premise they're playing with of the no heart cards in hand. Like having no cards in hand is the equivalent of getting knocked on your ass in Magic, and so he's
Yeah.
getting back up and doing 2 more things. So there is sort of like this, like, come on, man, even if you got nothing, you can get up and keep trying. It's also a dilemma. So I don't know if this
Hmm.
card just is strictly better because it's a dilemma and we're playing with that. Although it's not Demir, so that's interesting. The first card that I thought of as a commander front runner is this goes great in a Flubs the Fool deck.
Oh yeah, this does go
This
good
is
in
a
flubs.
great Flubs the Fool card. I mean, Flubs, if anybody's not familiar,
I'll pull it up here.
is you can pull it up. It's a Hellbent themed deck. You could play Madness cards in Flubs, and it's great. I've wanted to build Flub for a long time. He's like he's my teamer choice for Commander. I just haven't gotten around to building him yet. But he basically gets better when you have no cards in hand. So whenever
Hmm.
you play a land or cast a spell, draw a card if you have no cards in hand. Otherwise, discard a card. And you can play an additional land on each of your turns. Flub decks just basically look like whatever you draw, you're playing that turn, which is a very funny, dizzying sort of variation on Magic. Like you have
Yeah,
no choice. There's
I
you're
love
just
I love the art being a call to the fool
yes,
in the tarot
tarot card.
card. Yeah,
Yep. Yeah, it's awesome. Flub's the
yeah.
fool. Captain Kirk, get in there.
We also have one of the other captains here, Captain Catherine Janeway. This
Oh,
is a really good card, I think. So this is 3 and a green for a human officer, a 2/3, where you may play an additional land on each of your turns. And whenever she or another creature you control enters, that creature explores. There will not be a
Mm.
lot of exploring in the set, they made clear, but this made sense for her character, apparently. Star Trekkies, let me know. But apparently she explores a lot. So flavorful.
Yep. And explore is one of those abilities that every single time without fail I have to read it. So I'm going to read it for stream just because
Yeah.
I'm sure there are people at home feeling the same dang way. It's like Monarch too. I'm like, what the heck does this do again? Uh, Reveal the top card of your library. Put that card into your hand if it's a land. Otherwise, put a +1/+1 counter on the creature, and then put the card back or put it on. Put the. Oh, sorry, it's like blurry on my end. Or put it into the graveyard. Put the card back or put it
Okay.
on the graveyard. Yep. So kind of a weird one. Like I almost feel like every time somebody explores, I'm like, let me read it again. Let me read it again. So
I just let them do what they're doing. I trust them. I don't
yep.
know.
Yeah.
Um, but talking about so now we've talked about these two cards. These are two of the captains. These are two of the 7 headliners of this set. So previously in the sets that they've had the
Oh yeah.
headliner program for, it's been one headliner. We have 7 headliners in this set. What makes them special is that they all have these unique, one of a kind. I guess one, not technically one of a kind. There's like 200 to 250 of
200.
them
200.
total of each.
Yep.
Um, Autograph cards. So these cards are going to have the actual signatures of the actors portraying the character on them. Um, Before I talk about, I guess, anything specific or details or anything about it, what are your immediate thoughts here, Jared?
Yeah, this was an exciting announcement for me and then our brother Goose. Both of us have become big fans. This is kind of our exploration of art in the Magic space. We've become big fans of signatures. And so, I think we mentioned this in our Vegas recap show. We found ourselves just enjoying most of our time in the artist alley, talking to artists of cards, getting signatures on cards. And so when we came back, we were kind of curious, where we could find out what the value of signed cards is. And that's sort of the Wild West of Magic. There isn't a great value assessment on signatures. It really comes down to sentimental value. And so Magic's done like printed signature stuff before, and that stuff, if you go
Hmm.
on TCG, has a market, but there isn't a great way to evaluate what real signed cards are. And so when Wizards um, announced this, I realized that we have moved into a space where now I think the market is compelled to adjust and start considering what is a signature really worth. And in this case, we're talking about 200 signatures, so 200 cards maximum with signatures on them.
Some are,
Of,
are up to 250. I was rereading the
okay,
article about it.
so some might be up to 250. We're talking about only, and these are the actors from the show, not the artists. So a little different. But it's only the actors who are surviving actors. So they're still alive today. So that's an interesting wrinkle, too. But again, like, I'm not a huge Star Trek fan. Obviously, if I got one of these, it would be a beloved piece of my collection. But there will be so many people out there that this is like their mantelpiece card, and they're going to be hunting it and chasing it down. And I think it is good for the game. I also think it's good for the artists that do sign cards and do sort of need to make some scrap or some scratch rather. Um, Unfortunately, being an artist drawing Magic card doesn't mean that you're going to have enough money to be comfortable forever. So
Hmm.
I like all of it. I just like the sort of cultural sort of shift that is being signaled by this announcement and this change, something new.
So yeah, I mean, it's another example kind of where that's a different opinion where I've seen from a lot of the community as a whole. I've seen a lot of talk about how it feels kind of gross and sports cardsy,
Mm.
um, where kind of just like monetizing that in a way that Magic typically wouldn't, aside from like the art cards will occasionally be signed, but they're usually signed by the artist, which I think usually matters a bit more to people who play the game versus I think collectors who want to have, like you said, like the mantelpiece to show off, like, oh, these are all my Voyager cards. These are all my Enterprise cards, etc. Or this is just like my Star Trek shrine.
Yep.
So I mean, if I ever pulled one of these, I mean, I have no interest in it whatsoever. I'm selling it right away. I like getting cards signed. I've started getting a few cards signed by the artists. That's what I care about more, is the artists who put work into the card versus someone who portrayed the character on screen. Which just in general, I think kind of feels weird to have actors on cards still. I know we had it with Doctor Who, um,
Yep.
and we're having it here, but it just feels weird to me. I don't know.
Yeah, again, I get it. I'm thinking a little bit more, bird's eye view on what the implications of having physical signatures are. But I'm with you. I think when I think of a signature on a card, I think it's the artist of the card, not
Hmm.
the person who portrayed the character that's being depicted. Um, so there's stuff there. Again, I think the sports card analogy holds up. This does look a bit like a sports card. I do love that they've really leaned into the retro vibe. Like when I've looked at all the packaging of all the Star Trek stuff coming out,
Hmm.
and they're doing kind of like an old school thing. And so this signals for me like a bit of nostalgia. Like again, I didn't watch this. I saw commercials. I saw the end of Star Trek before I watched something else. And so this feels like a timepiece, and that's cool. That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
But I'm looking forward to a market for artist signatures, and I'm hoping this breaks us through.
maybe that would be kind of cool to see. Something that hasn't really been tackled too much.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I mean, there's a couple other cards here that are really cool. A lot of people are talking about Crystalline Entity. This is a really cool colorless artifact, one-sided board wipe. Uh, 8 mana for a 7/7 elemental with flying, and when it enters, if you cast it, you destroy all non-artifact creatures, which
Mm.
really cool. Um, might end up. I've been wanting to kind of do an artifact deck because I never really have done like a full artifact themed deck.
Yep.
This kind of got me interested in that.
Yeah, I've been thinking about building Urza's. Oh my god. It's a colorless Urza
Battlethopter.
Battlethopter. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, pretty cool. I could have sworn that that was gonna get like flavored as the Thanos copter in Magic in
Oh, that's
Marvel.
good. That is good.
Either that or Smuggler's copter, I think, would have been a good flavor. But they just did its own card, which is still pretty good.
Yep.
And then there's I think two other cards I didn't talk about. There's this one, which is cool. I think that you would like. This is Salt Vampire.
Yep, there's a
It
very
is
cool, art variant of this one, by the way. This is the
yeah.
from the first
Let me pull
episode
it
of
up
Star Trek.
here.
Yep.
The first aired episode of Star Trek, not the first
Yeah, yeah,
film.
yeah.
They made a point of it.
Thank you for
And this is
correcting
also,
before somebody else did. That is
of
true.
course, and this is something I also want to talk about is the frame here, the Enterprise frame. This
Yep.
is something that we actually saw leaked forever ago. Let me see if I can actually find it. Star Trek Magic Leak. Jay Shred actually showed me this in person like a couple years ago when we were both getting back into Magic.
Mm.
Copy image address.
By the way, while you're looking that up, I don't think I've seen Dr. Brandon Crosdale in chat before, so welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yes, welcome to the stream. But yeah, this is like what they are initially doing for like the test frame for the showcase for the booster fun, which actually is pretty close to what ended up
It is
happening.
pretty close. Yeah.
Uh, this this Spock card. So if you look at the art there, the top of the card is a little bit different. The type line and the text box a little bit different, but in both variants you do have like the Enterprise
Yep.
framing the set symbol, which I actually think is pretty cool. It's just kind of cute. But talk about the card. It's a 2 mana, 1 in a black, 2/2 with lifelink. And when it enters, you look at target opponent's card. You may choose a non-land card from it. And if you do, that player exiles that card, then draws a card. This is a really good effect
Yep.
for a pretty good rate. You get a 2/2 lifelink. I mean, we've seen kind of similar cards like this before. In a card that is similar to it is I was just talking about this actually the other day recently. Um, very close to Mesmeric Fiend, which kind of does the
Mm.
same thing. It's a nightmare horror for the same rate, but when the trade-off on that one is it's a 1/1. When it leaves the battlefield, you return the exiled card to its owner's hand. You don't have that sort of drawback here, but you do draw them a card. But still, you can take away someone's most important piece in their hand. Uh,
This is a limited powerhouse, Zach.
very good and
It's
limited. Yeah.
it's a rare, so you're not gonna, it would be busted as an uncommon. I'll tell you that. But if you get this in your pack and you're even considering black, man, looking at somebody's hand and taking and sniping their best card in limited, um, that sets the tone for the game. You kind
Hmm.
of you're no longer playing a human. You're playing sort of a backboard. You know exactly kind of what's going to happen. The, don't underrate this card. Don't
Yeah.
underrate this card. This is
No,
a bomb.
effects like this are always good. Even in Commander, like you can use this to look at someone's like the control player's hand and see if you have a
Mhm.
protected win. If you're about to go for it.
Yep. Yep. I like it. I think the art's super cool. I do like the little Enterprise nod,
Hmm.
near the set symbol. They did a good job. Again,
Yeah.
like it's retro, it's fun. Like, this is, I imagine, I don't know when Star Trek came out, but I'm a big Doctor Who fan, and that came out in the 60s. And so when I'm looking at the art on this card, it screams 60s and 70s practical costuming. Like it's so good.
I think Star Trek was also 60s.
That's what I figured. I figured
Yeah.
it was in that range. You can tell.
Um,
You
and
can almost
then
see the zippers on this salt vampire. Almost.
almost. And then the last card we haven't talked about is Dr. Beverly Crusher. I think this is the new de facto Soul Sisters commander. This is a 2 and
Mm.
a white that says if you gaining life causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. We're getting these Panharmonicon effects
In
for everything
Harmonicon.
nowadays.
Yep.
But she's a 2/2, and whenever you gain life, you put a +1/+1 counter on her. So really, you're gonna put two +1/+1 counters on her. But yeah, this is
Oh
gonna
yeah, because
be
it's gonna trigger twice.
yep. So if you have
Oh
like Soul Sister, Soul Warden, any of the Soul Sisters out, once this enters, she's gonna be a 4/4 basically. Um,
yeah, that is busted. I will say, Jay Shred said, I was surprised how powerful Crusher is versus Kirk. And
mhm.
here's the thing, there's gonna be multiple Kirk cards, and I think they're saving the better ones for later. They're
I
giving
mean,
us
it's
just a
great.
taste,
I mean,
but
this one's a mythic and it's a
yeah,
headliner.
yeah,
You'd think
yeah,
this would be the most powerful one, but we'll see.
yeah. We'll see.
There
Again,
were some
dilemma
other
support.
ones.
We'll see. Yep.
Let me see if I can Captain. I just want to pull up the search here. Set TRC. We have some other cards here. There's another Kirk. This one, like there's a couple other Kirks. There's the Commander deck Kirk, and then
Yep.
there's Kirk Enterprising Captain. Whenever he attacks while creatures you control have total power 8 or greater, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. He's a
Why
4/3
is
with
Kirk
menace.
red? Why are two of the Kirks red? Is there like a color pie sort of analysis here? Trek fans, did we pick the right color for Kirk? I don't know. I,
Which is
I
interesting
I don't know
because
enough to
these
know.
two are red, and then this one is Bant.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's a whole nother thing. But we got two that are red, so that's
Yeah.
interesting.
We also got this is the only Picard we've seen so far. Picard card. Haha. That we've seen so
Oh,
far. Spock. These are all from the welcome decks. Um the only card that's actually from a commander deck that we've seen so far is Captain Kirk. Um which is going to be in
yeah.
the Bant like sort of deck there are four. There's Bant, Esper, which is Borgs.
Or
There's a Mardu Klingon,
and then
deck,
Teamer, right?
and I think it's a
Or
teamer.
yeah, I think Teamer.
Let's see. Let's pull up Magic, the Gathering. We'll go
Oh,
to their
Kirk is
website.
Intuition and Chaos. So Chaos would be the red leaning. Intuition actually might be the Bant leaning. Well, yeah, maybe there's a red thing on Intuition, just sort of
Okay, so
going with
there's a Jeskai.
yeah.
There's a
I like
Jeskai
that,
deck.
Dakota.
Kirk's Intuition, Chaos first logic order. My take on so yeah, very much. Yeah. I like red. So I'll play the
Yeah.
red ones.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will. I will say you had the product packaging pulled up there. One thing of note, pre-orders kind of went ballistic. I almost bought the collector decks because I think they're going to go up in price a lot over
Mm-hmm.
time. I just want to have them closed, and I missed out. The pre-orders closed. I think Amazon is, is putting them up periodically. So keep checking. But last I checked, the Beam Me Up Scotty bundle is still available. And even if it's not, you should really consider that. This is yet again one of these commander bundles. I'm quote fingers on that one. We did this in Avatar, and it was the best value out of the set. If you were to buy anything from Avatar, I'd say buy those commander bundles. You had a chance of getting promo cards that included Force of Will, Gamble,
Mm-hmm.
basically, all of the free, if you have a commander spells, were in there. Great value.
Which I believe
This
the ones we're getting here are the
They're schematic cards for the
yes.
ships, and so they are only available in these Beam Me Up Scotty bundles. There are specific art treatment for the ships. There's 8 of them. You get 2 of them in each Beam Me Up bundle. You get a collector booster, you get a bunch of play boosters and a bunch of other knickknacks and things. If you're thinking about a draft night box, skip it, get the bundle. If you're thinking about a regular bundle, the $60 one, skip it. Get the Beam Me Up bundle. I
They're
think
always
that's
worth it. Always.
always worth it. So the Chocobo bundle, insane. Those things are like $300 now. The
Mm-hmm.
value they pack in those is amazing.
Yep. They also started doing these new little like highlight things where they tell you what the products are probably best at. So the
Oh,
Beam Me Up bundle is good for buffing your deck and elevating your collection.
yeah, that's a signal.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're definitely doing it to like show like if you're new to Magic, you probably
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
get this one because these ones shout out, "Hey, you're ready to play with this if you get
yeah,
this
yeah.
bundle." Very
So
cool stuff.
get
Yeah, I
those
mean
get those
that's the big
pre-orders in
headline.
before the prices go up, y'all, especially on those commander decks. If this is anything like Final Fantasy, which is the best comparison I have in terms of a beloved series with a fan base that will come in droves to this game, those commander decks are going to go up a lot in price. And I've been seeing the pre-orders, I think around 230 for the four
Mm-hmm.
precons, the regular versions, and
Yeah,
about
230.
650 if you're lucky to get the collector bundle or the collector version of all the commander decks. So
Which
um,
those ones aren't even showing up on Amazon anymore. So like they're
yeah,
sold
that
out.
was
It's
I
sold
had
out.
the chance, man. I had the chance. I just was like, we're gonna be at MagicCon Atlanta when those drop and when the credit card gets hit, and I hesitated. I shouldn't have.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have.
it'll be in November when that comes out. So you got some time to see if they restock. But yeah, that's the big headline of the
Before
week.
we wrap, there's one more headline. We
Yes.
just need to put 3 minutes on, and then
Oh
we
yeah,
can
for
close.
sure. No, for sure. I wanted to talk about it because I think it's not spelled out, but I think it's
I think
kind of
it's
clear
coming.
what it could be. And that is
Yes.
that Hasbro now has an official license to produce Legend of Zelda toys for Nintendo. Uh Again, that's all we know, but I
Yep.
think this spells out that, going back to what Mark Rosewater said earlier this year, if there's a franchise you want to see in this game, we're in conversation. And
Mhm.
I think someone like Nintendo would want to see more than just a collaboration with Magic. They would want to see like, okay, well, let's make toys too. You guys are a toy company. Let's do that, and then we'll do. We can either do a secret layer, we can do a full set of Zelda cards. I don't think we'll ever see Pokemon. I don't think we'll ever see Pokemon in Magic.
Yeah, no, that
Um,
crossover is not a thing.
we
Although
could
it would
get
be funny if Pokemon was in Magic because they'd be the first Pokemon cards that anybody ever played with because nobody plays that game. They just collect and line up at vending machines all day.
You say
Uh,
that my future brother-in-law plays Pokemon very avidly, and we get up to it
I'm
pretty much
always
every family
excited to hear that.
gathering. We play a
Yeah.
little bit of Pokemon. I don't know as much about it as he does. I try my best, and he whoops me every single time.
It always actually makes me happy to hear that somebody's like I mean, I hate to say it. This is not me being a jerk. It's just curiosity. But people are like, I collect Pokemon cards, and I'm like, oh, do you play? I always ask, and whenever somebody says yes, as a matter of fact, I do. I'm like, good, that's great.
Hmm.
Like, I love that. Like, but unfortunately, the vast majority of that community is
Oh yeah,
baseball card collecting, which is fine.
it's a
No
collector's
beef,
world.
no beef. But
But
those
when people
Pokemon
do play it,
cards in
it's fun.
Magic would get used, dude. Those would get used.
Oh,
Um,
it would be it would be insane. Like scalping in Pokemon is already something. If we got Pokemon cards in Magic, good luck.
good luck.
Good luck. But
Yep.
it'd be cool to see like something like Zelda or even Mario or some of their other even off-beaten franchises. I think it'd be really cool to eventually see kind of that stuff. I think it'd
Yeah.
probably be best probably as Secret Layer. I don't. I mean,
I'm
you could absolutely do a full set, but I think we probably most likely see Secret Layer.
I am very torn. I love The Legend of Zelda. It's trite to say it's one of my favorite franchises, but I'll say it. I love it. I played most of the games. I'll buy a Nintendo system for a next gen Zelda. I'll just do it
Mhm,
just for that. The problem is the structure of Zelda is repetitive. Same
mhm.
characters, new worlds. And then the enemies, the individual enemies don't have a strong degree of stakes.
Yeah,
Link can fight off armies of Bobobkins and stuff. And so I think the risk would be that you're entering into another Spider-Man situation and you don't have quite enough cards to build a set. But let me tell you, if they do it, I'm all in. I actually personally think Zelda would be best done like they did for Doctor Who, mostly leaning on commander decks.
if you
They
ask
could
me,
do
that's how all universes beyond should be.
if they return to that model and do, you know, four might be too many even, but if they do a Link focused like, heroes deck and a Gandalf focused villains deck, that would be cool. I would also take a Gandalf deck or not a Gandalf, Ganondorf. Sorry, I'm like not even. It's getting late.
I
If they,
was gonna call you out on it, but you know,
no, I caught it. It's like Gandalf. That's not right. If they do a Ganondorf deck and then like three different styles of Zelda, like they did with Final Fantasy, where it's like the game focus,
mhm.
I would love a Wind Waker commander deck. I would love a Twilight Princess commander deck. I'd love an original Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask. I mean, there's iconic. You could do it. You could do it. You could do it well, and there's enough card support for that. Reprints and so forth. It would be awesome. Don't you
Speak
dare pull up Gandalf.
Speaking
Get
of
out of
Gandalf,
here. Get out of
well,
here.
this is another card that came out today. Gandalf.
You know what? Close it down. Close it down, shrimp tails.
All right.
Go ahead.
Uh,
Go ahead.
okay.
That's you know
This is the
what?
last thing we'll
That's
talk about.
why that's why I said Gandalf because it was on my
Exactly.
mind. It was on my
Exactly.
mind.
This is the last thing we'll talk about before we fully wrap it up. We've got Gandalf party guest from the scene box for one of the two scene boxes in The Hobbit, previewed at MagicCon Amsterdam in the Black Lotus Lounge today. Wanted a Jeskai Avatar Wizard 3/4. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell with mana value X or less from your hand without paying its mana cost, where X is twice the number of legendary wizards you control. This is
Hmm.
busted.
Why is it only uncommon?
It's probably only available in the scene box.
Yeah,
Oh
but I
no,
thought the scene
this is a
boxes
rare.
were all
This is a rare.
rares. Oh,
The set icon kind of looks uncommon. It might just be the glare, but
okay.
it does have the rare icon in the bottom left.
MK
I don't
Shape says
know.
standard, there are only 6 legendary wizards, only 3 follow the same color scheme. So,
Interesting.
that's
Yeah, I mean,
standard there.
there's Kefka, which is Rakdos
Yep.
wizards, but not. We don't know if this is going to be in the main set or not. It could be, but a lot of times we see the scene cards are unique to the scene boxes.
Yeah. I like the art on it too, and I do like these
Hmm.
panoramic scene box. I keep on getting suckered into buying them. The Marvel ones stink, but I bought them anyway. But yeah, I like them. I like them as a mantelpiece. I'll use some of the cards, but yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do love the scene boxes. I have both of the Avatar ones. I have the Galadriel from original Lord of the Rings set, um, and yeah, I'm a big fan. Sorry, one of my cats just came in. I got
Carl's been a
distracted.
menace. Carl has been all over the place. He's been attacking my toes and eating my mail, and as long as he's not eating magic cards, it's cool.
Eventually, it'll happen. We all face
Better
that fate.
not. Better not. Better not. Then
All
I'll
right,
start double sleeving. Then I'll be doing that.
there you go.
There you
But I
go.
think that's pretty much it. I don't think I had anything else that I needed to talk about here, unless you had anything else and want to wrap up.
Final words are really reminders. Reminder, all of this is because we decided to make a website a little more than a year ago, constant-list.com. Check it out. Best place to track your collection, build your decks, get inspiration from our deck tutor, as well as inspiration from your friends. They can make suggestions to your deck list. There's a lot of functionality there that you can't see anywhere else. All ad free, all community supported. If you join us on Patreon, you can contribute to the growth of the site. People tell us all the time, we want this thing. And we say, yeah, you can have it, and we'll get it to you quick. So don't forget to visit us at constant-list.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube, like our streams, help us out. We're on that journey to sort of getting more exposure, more opportunities to do cool stuff with everybody. And then lastly, if you're local, we're doing these big events now. We've migrated. We used to have, Ian used to give us his house for a night every month. And we've grown and we've gotten so many more incredible people into our community. And we needed to be able to scale. And so we're partnering with Card Gurus of Austin. They got 50 chairs in there with some space for extra tables if we needed to expand. But for now, 50 chairs is quite enough. We're having our first event on Saturday. Because of the growth that we've experienced with the site, we've been able to partner with great people like Alfie's. Realm Guard is going to be offering some raffle prizes. And so we'll be giving away some cool stuff that is beyond the standard booster packs, deck boxes, all that kind of stuff. So there
Hmm.
will be a lot of cool stuff going on. It is also our first family friendly event. We're starting a little earlier, ending a little earlier. And, a lot of us have kids who are learning the game. And we love doing, sort of intellectual gaming with our kids, games that teach you how to collaborate, teach you how to analyze problems. And so we're really excited about all of this. If you're not local, plan your visit to Austin. It's a great city. It is a fantastic place to come visit. And while you're here, come see us. Always open. The door is always open for you. And with that, thanks all for staying to the very end. And we'll see you next week. And hopefully, we'll see you all on Saturday. Thanks,
Thank you,
everybody. Have a
everybody.
great night.
Peace.